Hey everybody, it's Mike here. Today we're going to talk about potential. So I've been thinking a lot about this. As a coach, I see a lot of kids with potential. And I've gotten a lot of kids to a point where they have potential. And I'm going to explain what I mean by those two things. But you as the coach, have you ever felt like you could not get a kid to reach their potential? Or you feel like that kid was so close to reaching their potential and they just could not make it? So I'm not 100% going to offer you an antidote here, but I am going to help you think about potential. How do we look at potential? What does it mean? I'm going to talk about what drives me crazy about parents and potential and what we can look at. So like I said, I've been thinking about this, and the reason why is because I'm currently coaching a 14-year-old girl, and she really is a fantastic athlete, and it just seems like there's a brick wall in our way, and we can't seem at practice to hit the paces or hit the kind of workouts that we need, and then at meets we're just a little flat. It's still pretty good, but I'm just looking at this kid like there's so much more. And honestly, I think she knows there's so much more as well, but we're just struggling. And I don't know if we're going to get where we need to go, whatever that means. But all I know is I'm struggling with it. I've coached a lot of kids in the past who I have failed to get them to their potential. And I've also coached a lot of kids who've probably swam a lot faster than I could have predicted. So let's talk about this big word, potential, okay? I think there's two kinds of potential. There's raw potential and there's earned potential. And I don't know, I've never heard anybody talk about it like this, so I might be the first, and you might be the first person hearing it right now. So let's talk about raw potential. When you are first born, you are nothing but raw potential. You could literally become anything. As your life goes on and you make choices and other things come along your way, your raw potential diminishes. For example, I'm 31 years old. My chances at becoming an elite swimmer is gone. That raw potential is gone. Based on my genetics, I'm like 5'8". I'm 5'8". That's the thing. I don't think my raw potential was ever to be an elite level athlete, but for sure now it's gone. And a lot of your kids, they have a lot of raw potential. There's a lot of possibilities of what they could be, at least in the term of sports and athletics. We could talk about anything, job, career, that sort of thing. But that's what I would call raw potential. And this is the part that drives me crazy about it. Because I think when parents look at you and tell you, this kid has so much potential, my son, my daughter has so much potential, I think that's what they're talking about. They're talking about raw potential. Unfiltered, unaimed, just the possibility of becoming something. And personally, I don't think individuals think about their potential that much. But I do think coaches, parents, teachers, maybe other teammates, they look at somebody and they think, oh, that person could be so much more. And I think I am starting to get out of my mindset of looking at kids as having raw potential. Because at the end of the day, a kid could have as much raw potential as they want, but if they don't like going to practice and they don't like working hard, we don't really have anything. So my argument there was that potential really there, other than raw potential? And raw potential, if you ask me, it just means there is the possibility of that happening. So this is where I go into earned potential. And the longer I coach, the more I understand earned potential. And you, no matter what phase you're in, but if you're a younger coach first starting off, I would really pay attention to what it means for a kid to have earned potential. So earned potential would be this. You have that kid who is not very fast, but you know what? They go to practice every day, they listen, and they work hard. I would say that kid has earned potential to be whatever it is, in let's say A-level swimmer, sectional level swimmer. You as the coach, you know what it takes to get to specific levels. And if you don't know what it takes, one, either you're inexperienced and you're trying to get your kid to that level for the first time ever, or two, you're not paying attention, which I think is a bigger problem. But if you have that problem of not paying attention, I would check that as a coach. For example, I've never coached an Olympic trials level athlete. I have a little bit, I've helped out, but I've never had my own athlete that was Olympic trials caliber. So I'm not 100% what that potential looks like, what that earned potential looks like on those steps leading up. But all the levels before that, I can remember exactly what those athletes were doing in the water, what kind of attitude they had, what kind of training habits they had, and I can use that framework with another athlete, and I can tell you if that kid has that earned potential or not. So when a parent comes up to me and says they have so much potential, you know, I'm not in the business of trying to prove parents wrong. I think at the end of the day, swim coaches and parents, they have the same goal. They want their kid to be as good as possible. And I think that's the same thing the coach wants to do. Where I think sometimes parents can miss the mark, and even coaches too, when we're talking about potential, we act like it can just happen. Like one day, this kid is gonna wake up and they're gonna decide to be this fast. And it's like, no, that's wrong. That's completely wrong, right? You don't just wake up one day and decide you're gonna be this fast. You wake up one day and you decide you're gonna work this hard to be this fast. But first, you have to decide what you want to do. And if the kid has not decided that they want to do that thing, that earned potential is lower. So I could tell you exactly what kind of paces a kid needs to hit at practice to hit certain speeds. And in that case, we would have earned potential. But I'm not going to look at kids and say, oh my God, you have so much potential, when they're not doing steps A, B, C, D that it takes to get to that goal. Like I said before, you as the coach, you should know what those steps are. And if you don't know what those steps are to get wherever you're trying to go, whether that's state qualifier, regional qualifier, sectional, junior national, futures, name it, whatever, I would talk to somebody who has taken kids to that level and talk to them. Like a great question to ask somebody is, what does it take to be an Olympic trials qualifier? And if they list X, Y, and Z, you go to your practices. Is anybody here doing that? No. I would say nobody has the earned potential to be an Olympic trials qualifier. And I think that's where I have a little bit of a different take, because I'm not looking at my athletes anymore like, oh my God, all these kids have so much potential to be X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, the kids that are doing the right steps, they've earned that potential. You don't just wake up and you have that potential, you have to earn it. So I think I'm going to start talking to my parents about this. This is a pretty new thought in my head. I've been talking about it with other coaches. I've been thinking about it a lot. So hopefully that message got across. But I would just love to hear from you. Like, what do you think about potential? Like, do you think all your kids have potential and that you can continue saying they have potential? Or do you think you need to wait to a specific moment where you say, okay, now this kid has the actual potential to do something big or to do the next thing, whatever it is? Because, you know, we're all here working at different levels. I had a point in my career where I was just trying to get kids to B times. If you're not from the States, that's like the most basic time standard there is in the United States, B times. Now I'm at a place where I'm trying to get kids to be qualified for state, sectional, futures level. This past summer, I was coaching kids that were working towards the junior national level. We've had kids on our team that are Olympic trials qualifiers, and we were working towards that. Like I said, I was more assisting or stepping in every now and then for that. So I can't really claim that I got them to the Olympic trial level. But man, that's the thought for today. Like, are you just raw potential, or do you have earned potential? Because if you're just raw potential, I don't know if there's much there. That's just like saying you want to do something. That's like saying you want to have good grades. You want to be a good swimmer. You want to be a good parent. You want to be a good coach. Is there any substance there? I'm not sure, because you haven't actually taken the steps to earn that potential. So the goal is earned potential. And I think this upcoming season, I'm going to come up with some standards and guidelines. If you want to be a state level swimmer, if you want to be a A-level swimmer, this is what that means. And for some of those, the answer isn't even go to every practice. It's just like, make sure, like one thing would be, if you wanted to be an A-level swimmer in freestyle, then I would say whenever we're doing fast 50s free at practice on 50 or a minute, you need to be able to push 31 or faster. I mean, I would say if you can do that in a row, like say if you can do 10 50s on a row on a minute going 31 or faster at 13-14 girl, you're probably an A-level swimmer. And I could say that pretty confidently. And if they haven't gone that A time, whether it's 50 free, 100 free, 200 free, or even the 500 free, then I would say you now have the earned potential to do that. So I don't know if I bounced around a lot on this talk. I would love to hear if you have any thoughts. But yeah, you do not want to just be raw potential, because we can't do anything with that. We want to have earned potential. You want to have the exact potential it takes to achieve what you want to do. You guys have a good one. Like, subscribe. Really, the most important thing I'd like you to do is comment. Good thought. That was stupid. Or your 2 cents. I love comments. I love replying back to stuff. If you have anything not nice to say, man, say it. You know what I mean? Be brave. Go ahead and put it on the internet. But you guys have a great day. Thanks for listening, and let's go be better coaches.